Everybody has an opinion on electronics. It doesn't matter what electronics you use in your crawler. Select what you want. It's your choice. Don't let anybody persuade you any different. We're going to install a Reef's Raw 500 today. We're going to install a Reef's 300 IS winch today. And to go with our steering servo, we're going to install a reefsrc Beck. This is their easy 8.4 volt. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. It's free. And join me on the other side while I install these electronics in our Fordyce. Welcome to Henry's RC Garage. Today we are changing out the electronics. We are going to go from the stock electronics like the Vanquish, the ESC, which is the VE1 ESC, which is like a Hobby Wing 1060, I guess. Not sure. And then they've got the Vanquish receiver, the VR1. We're getting rid of that. Along with last time when we changed out the transmission, we got rid of the VM1 brushed 35 turn crawler motor and we replaced that with a Holmes Hobbies 2700 10 shooter. So what we're going to put in today is the servo and the receiver and the winch. The servo is a Raw 500 from reefsrc. With that, this is the black edition. With that, we're going to pair that up with a Beck, which is the Reef's Easy Beck. It's set at 8.4 volts. This is a pretty self-explanatory Beck. No soldering involved. And then we've got the receiver from Futaba. We're going to use our 7PXR for this. And then we've got a winch we're going to install. This is the reefsrc 300 internal spool Comp Spec winch. This is a pretty good winch. Pretty strong at 8.4 volts or even 7.4 volts. So let's get cracking on this. Who doesn't want an awesome servo for their crawler? We all do. We want the best servo we can get to put in our crawler so that it pushes rocks out of the way when we're going up the trail. This is the VS1, the servo from Vanquish that we're going to replace with our Raw 500. So before we do all that, we're going to center this Raw 500 up. Well, we think this Raw 500 that from reefsrc is going to do just that, push the rocks out of the way. This is the Spectrum Smart Technology XBC100 Smart Checker. You can check your batteries, you can center your servos, you can test your servos. So we're going to go to the servo test 1520 US. And we're going to start that, and then we're going to plug in our reefsrc servo here. And the gray, this gray here, that's the signal wire for the servo. So we're gonna, it goes ground, positive, and then the signal wire. This says it's a high torque, high speed brushless servo. Yeah. Okay. Submarine waterproof. What? Submarine? Wait a minute. 7-point seals? This thing can go in the water and stay in the water. Now we're just going to test it. There it is. I don't know if I want to do that. There's a slight chance that I could ruin this servo if I submarine it for any length of time. Yeah. Anyway, let's look at the torque. Let's look at this torque here. So at 8.4 volts, it says we have a 565 ounce of torque. Wait a minute. This is a Raw 500. It says so right here, Raw 500. Shouldn't this be a Raw 565 servo? There you have it. We got our Raw 500 in. So now we need to put the winch in. Okay, before we do anything else. So with the winch, we're gonna thread the winch line through a like a Revo rod end, which is like here. So we got a little spacer here because the rod end didn't sit up high enough for us. So we got a cap head screw and a washer and a rod end. So what that looks like, here I got a sample here. What that looks like is right here, like this. And then since we want to come out this hole right here and come out the front of our truck here, which is, we want to come out here in front of our truck with our winch line. So we're going to take that and we're going to drill a hole right in here. I have a close-up picture of that, so I'll put that up, but there's a hole right here. And the winch line's going to come out and it'll come through this and come out this hole. And that's what we're going to do with that. So let's get that installed. Don't be caught on the trail without a winch. Because if you go off the trail and you're trying to get back on the trail and you can't, you're forced to call AAA. And I doubt AAA are going to come get you because they won't even be able to find you, because on the trails you're going to go on, they won't even be able to get to you unless they have themselves a good crawler. Anyway, let's look at some of these specs on this thing. Well, we're going to install, or we're installing, whichever you want to call it, yeah, a 300 IS Comp Spec. IS stands for internal spool. Low Pro winch. Pro stands for profile. Spell it out. Just spell it out. No one's going to know. Just spell it out. There's room here on the packaging. High-speed brushless servo winch. Wow. Sounds impressive. Yeah. Impressive. Wouldn't you know, this thing has submarine waterproof as well. However, it's got 6-point seals. Well, what happened to the other point seal? Because on the Rye 500, we've got 7-point seals on it. I have got a little plate here. I made it out of Lexan. So we're going to put this plate on. And with that plate, we got 4 M3 by 12 millimeter screws, button head screws we're going to put in. And then we've got a 3 millimeter spacer and a 5 millimeter spacer. The 3 millimeter will go in the front here. Up here in the 3 millimeters will go up here, the spacers, and then the 5 ones will go in the back. So let's get this plate on. Let's check the torque. 7.4 volts, 250 ounces. Okay, let's see if we want to go to 8.4 volts like we did with the Rye 500. 300 ounces. Wait a minute. That's only 50 more? I'm pretty sure on the Rye 500, if we go to 8.4, I get 65 more. Well, what happened to the other 15? All right, so now we're going to install our beck here. And our beck is for our steering servo. I've already pre-put the necessary connection on there, the JST connection. Maybe I believe this is the male going into the female. So put that in. So this will be our direct power from our battery. Then we're going to plug our gray wire here into the receiver, into our Fordyce receiver, into channel 1. We haven't talked about reefsrc's easy beck. Easy! It is so easy, you don't have to do anything. That's the beauty of it. Nothing, nada. What does BEC stand for? Battery Eliminator Circuit. That's all it means. We're going to bypass the power from the receiver and we're going to use the power from the battery. That's what we're doing. That's all it means in a nutshell. A little nutshell. I still don't know who designed this friggin' thing because it looks like a friggin' coffin. Even though it's the Reef's shield. Okay, so let's look at this thing a little bit. This thing is 8.4 volts all the time, no matter what. You don't have to program it. It's going to be 8.4 no matter what. On the other side, it says power in. So here's our power coming in from our battery. And then it says on the other side, out. What? Out. Shouldn't it say power out because that's exactly what it's doing? What does out mean without the power? fast. Yeah. So we got a lot of power there. So now let's turn this thing off real quick. I still kept the power switch on, so we're going to turn the power switch off. Turn it off. So let's hook our winch up. So now our winch will be in channel 3 of a 6-channel receiver here. Make sure all that stuff is in. Okay, so we got it in channel 3. Now let's turn it back on. Back up here. So let's get our... So this is programmed on digital trim switch number 3 as a set up as a winch. 7.4 volts, that's pretty fast too. Wow. There we go. All right, so now we're ready for our hook. So let's get this powered back on and get our winch line out a little bit so we can put a hook on it. Let's pull it out. All right, so we're going to kind of do like a fish hook type thing here. So we're gonna come in here. There you go, just like that. And then let's spool it back in. There you go. And we got a little dangler here. Well, anyway, let's get our body back on. Henry and I thank you for watching our video today on the installation of the Raw 500, the 300 IS Comp Spec Servo Winch, and the Easy Back that is set to 8.4 volts. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. It's free, totally. I will not even send you an invoice or charge you anything. Just hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video. And hit that notification bell so that the next time I upload a video, you'll get notified. And I will catch you on the next one.